I know things are going rough for you right now. Everything that is supposed to go right is going wrong, but you must persist. You're not new to the law, but that one thing you've been trying to manifest is always just slightly out of your grasp, but you must persist. What does it really mean to persist, though? Oxford Dictionary defines persistence as to continue to do something despite the difficulties or opposition in a way that can seem unreasonable. Oh, you heard that right. To persist means to endure difficulty, opposition, and even failure. Persistence is preceded by resistance. You have to want more than anything else to feel good, and you have to persist through everything to get there. What you want most can be right around the corner, ready to appear in your life at any moment. But you must first persist through the illusion that it will never arrive. It is an illusion. Your fear is not real, but let me tell you what is. The algorithm is throwing these challenges your way in order for you to grow, evolve, and become a version of yourself that you visualize yourself to be. Yes, it is you who is testing yourself. This is your spiritual awakening exam. You may be manifesting $1 million, but you forgot that manifestation is all about becoming the person who thinks like a millionaire before the money arrives. You may be manifesting a commitment from someone you love, but somehow forgot that you are manifesting becoming the person that is worth committing to in the first place. In these moments where the exact opposite you've been wishing for is happening in your life, this is where you apply persistence. So congratulations. Now is your chance. This is the moment where you get to prove to the universe and to the whole wide world that you are who you say you are. So let's do just that. A few days ago, I went to my local bookstore and searched for new material about spirituality and reality shifting. Instead of the next great read, my awareness shifted to what section these books were placed in rather than the books themselves. Just above the heavy hitters such as Neville Goddard's collection, The Secret, and The Power of the Subconscious Mind. The title of the section that they were placed in was labeled Self-Transformation, and that caught my attention. Manifestation, reality shifting, quantum jumping. I must remind you, it's not about doing the technique and waking up to having it the next morning while nothing about you has changed or how you see yourself. You just simply wouldn't believe it. That's why it doesn't work that way. It's all about transforming yourself into the person that already has that thing, thinking and feeling like that person. You are becoming financially free in your mind when your bank account is still overdrawn. You are becoming the person who is adored in your mind when everyone else in your reality acts like they can't stand to be around you. That takes persistence. Persistence is one of the most overlooked terms in manifestation, but it's one of the key pillars in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I'm sure you already heard of this book, but have you ever wished that you could grasp the core ideas of a book in just 30 minutes? If you're anything like me, you probably love diving into a good book, but sometimes life gets a little bit too busy and finishing a whole book just isn't in the cards. That's where today's sponsor, Shortform, comes in. Shortform is an amazing platform that takes the best ideas from nonfiction books and distills them into easy-to-read, comprehensive guides. Whether you're into personal development, self-transformation, or even psychology, Shortform has got you covered. They offer detailed summaries and analysis across a wide range of genres. Personally, I love their sections on productivity, entrepreneurship, and mindfulness. These are the genres that I know resonate with a lot of you too. One of the guides I recently read was for the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. What I loved about the short form guide was how it broke down the key concepts of the book and how it delves into how success begins with a clear, burning desire for a specific goal, combined with positive mental attitude, faith, and persistence. And here's something I think you'll love. Short form isn't just about static content. They're always updating their library with new book guides, articles, and audio walkthroughs every single week. As a subscriber, you get to vote on what books they should cover next. It's a great way to stay on top of the latest insights without getting overwhelmed. So if you're looking to learn more, faster, and make the most out of your reading time, definitely check out Shortform. I've been using it regularly, and it's been such a valuable tool in my personal and professional growth as a content creator. By courtesy of Here Nor There and shortform.com, you can get a hold of your free trial and 20% off on an annual subscription through the link below. Trust me, your future self will thank you. And let's assume right now that your future self already has read Napoleon Hill's work and understands how vital persistence is. A person who doesn't have persistence is not going to go very far with realizing their dream life. Persistence is crucial in the transmutation of your desire into your 3D reality. There are 13 principles of success, and one of those is the most important, and that is persistence. There is no substitute for persistence. It cannot be supplanted by any other trait or skill. Think about it for a moment. Burn that into your mind and remember it when things in your life seem to go difficult or slow. People who have cultivated the habit of persistence enjoy what appears to be an energetic insurance against failure. Resistance is that hidden guide that sole duty is to test you through all sorts of discouraging circumstances and experiences. Those who persist after rejection, after defeat, despite whatever they see in their 3D reality, are rewarded with the reception of their deepest desires and the feeling of joy that comes along with it. This guide lets no one enjoy the joy of success without first passing the persistence test. But let me tell you, this test is simple. Are you who you say you are? What is inside of you? Is it a raging beast that is spiritually relentless towards its desires? Or is it a weak, timid victim that always has excuses and blame as to why things don't seem to ever work out? You're watching this video right now. So that means you have a beast within yourself, which I am calling to wake up. To persist is to do so in your imagination first, not in your 3D actions. You persist in the feeling that you'll have when you get your wishes fulfilled. I went into great detail about that in this video. So if it's feeling satisfied and peaceful in love, then your side quest calls for you to achieve being satisfied and peaceful with your current life before the desire arrives. Until then, whatever you see in your 3D reality is just the harvest of a previous state of being. Persist through that because you are already who you believe yourself to be. Manifestation is instant, but this 3D reality is not. Persist until it catches up. As I said before, you are testing you. This very test comes from the many versions of you that span across infinite timelines. You are choosing between two very different versions of yourself, a version of you that has it and a version of you that doesn't. Two paths in your reality are open, and what you choose to focus your attention and emotions on decides what your reality is. You're comfortable financially, but your job is boring and repetitive. You crave more out of life's experiences and to do something every day that you're actually passionate about. You decide that you want to experience what being wealthy is like, what being financially free is like, and never having to worry about money again so you can follow those true passions of yours. You sit down with your technique of choice and you transmute all of your energy into being that person. The very next week, though, you are laid off from your job. Stop right there. What is your next action? Will you complain about the economy, the president, and how this is everybody else's fault that you lost your job? All right, then, you passed the test of the person that does not have the reality of wealth and abundance. Congratulations. You get to forego pursuing your passions, but securing another boring, mundane job instead. You go right back into the reality of being comfortable, complacent, and bored. But hey, it's safe, right? What if you choose to persist, though? The persistent mind views this setback as a setup, an exciting chance to show yourself that you are who you say you are. The persistent mind hits the ground running, throwing themselves into their passions despite being soaked in doubt. Over time, that passion becomes the next multi-million-dollar idea, platform, or product, and now you have successfully taken the winding path of becoming that wealthy person who never has to worry about money again, simply because you persisted. I'm intentionally using a heavy example here to shake you up a little bit. But do you see my point, though? Resistance always precedes persistence. Neville Goddard himself said to persist in the wish fulfilled. He didn't say to be patient in the wish fulfilled. He didn't say to chill out in the wish fulfilled. He said to persist, which meant that some level of resistance stands between you and your desires, but you must look beyond it. Maybe you stroll on into law of attraction techniques, spirituality, and Neville content, expecting to do one or two techniques, wake up the next day, and all of your desires are at your front door like an Amazon package without you ever having to make any tough decisions. Maybe you still feel comfortable being the same person. You quantum jump into a reality that you can't stand because you simply feel familiar with it being this way already. Growth is a little bit uncomfortable, isn't it? If this shoe fits, aren't you tired of all these failed outcomes that this state of being has gifted you? Well, resistance is here to usher you into the new reality that you want. Many of y'all at Here Nor There have asked me, Shaun, why don't I see any movement? Moving forward, let's change that very perception of resistance. Are you ready? Resistance is the movement that you've been waiting for. Many of you creators are looking for a text, a call, and all sorts of validation that you are shifting when the resistance is the validation. It's the gate check into the new reality. Your infinite selves have heard you and have responded, and now you get to show them who you really are. It's a pop quiz from the universe, and you just got popped. But don't worry though. I'm not going to leave you without any guidance in the matter. In fact, we are going to break this down today into the 3 trials of resistance that the universe places on all of our paths: the trial of patience, the trial of detachment, and the trial of faith. Before we start though, all of us go through this. Some of the more experienced creators may make it look easy, but trust me, we are all under the same law. You must sacrifice who you are today to become who you want to be tomorrow. Let's get started with that, shall we? The trial of patience is the most common yet challenging lesson that the algorithm can give you. It's going to hit at your very core of being, which will force you into confronting your deepest fears and insecurities. But here's the catch though. This test isn't designed to break you, it's designed to rebuild you. When you find yourself in that boring or annoying holding pattern for your desire and there seems to be no movement at all, it's not because the algorithm has forgotten about you or what you want. You are being molded into the person you need to be to handle the blessings that are coming your way. It's in these moments of waiting, in the spaces between your current reality and your desired future, that the real transformation happens. You are being challenged through the power of your own choice. You get to decide whether you accept this path in order to grow in ways that you never thought were possible. This isn't about quitting though, y'all. It's about surrendering. If you say that you believe something is coming your way, you should already feel comfortable with allowing it to find its way to you. Your reality only wants to see you happy by giving you exactly what you want, and it judges what you want by what you focus on most. When you focus on your fears, the universe loves you so damn much that it will give you just that. Take your focus off of your fears and know that you are receiving exactly what you want, even when the 3D evidence seems to suggest the worst. Find comfort in the discomfort of the unknown and embrace this trial. Do this, and suddenly the waiting game becomes a quest of self-discovery. You'll start having epiphanies left and right as you begin to conform into the version of yourself that you always wanted to be. You'll start to see the hidden blessings and messages and delays as your future self is sending you clues in order to reach your desired reality. During this journey, though, you will begin to understand that the universe isn't withholding your dreams from you. It is preparing you to receive them. Trust is the foundation of patience and is an integral part of letting go. Which brings us to our very next trial, the trial of detachment. The Buddha famously said, the attachment to desire is the root of our suffering. If someone even utters the word detached around you and you immediately get triggered, this is where you need to pay attention the most. This trial is an invitation for you to release your old self and grab onto the new one. Slow down, champ. That doesn't mean that you let go of who or what you want. It means that you let go of who you are right now. If you're afraid, you need to let it go. If you're insecure, you need to let that go too. If things never seem to work out for you, love has always been hard, you never get chosen, you had a rough childhood, you always get rejected, it's time to let all of that go. You cannot merge into the new reality carrying these old beliefs and assumptions. When you refuse to let go of all of that, you just succeeded in blocking the flow of abundance into your life. Well done. Now stop. You cannot extend an open hand to the universe while still clenching onto the past with that very same hand. You're just guarded, right? Wrong. If you don't trust others, then why should others trust you? I urge you to not choose a reality where you're always the victim or you will always continue to be victimized. When we hold on to these beliefs that are no longer serving us, we create blockages in our very own lives. Those feelings, beliefs, and assumptions that I just described are not a part of your true self. Those are simply the assumptions that you were programmed to believe by other people during your childhood. So it's time to let all of that go. Accept the universal invitation to release the old reality and make space for the new one. Letting go doesn't mean that you do not care. It doesn't mean you're giving up or abandoning your love or your desire. It simply means that we are releasing the control of manifesting it and trusting that it will happen in its appointed time. Do this and watch as miracles start to happen as you understand that letting go isn't about loss. It's about making space for more abundance. So don't be a metaphysical hoarder holding on to all these old beliefs and assumptions that you don't even want anymore. Let that go and let go of micromanaging the entire process. Trust me, this law has always worked flawlessly without your supervision. But that's the hardest part in my opinion. But there's one more trial that you must persist through in order to reach heaven on earth. That is the trial of faith. This is the test that arrives in those moments where everything seems to be falling apart and you're seeing the exact opposite of everything you've been manifesting. You're getting rejected, left on red, laid off, or a myriad of other unfavorable events, and you're starting to think that this whole journey has been a scam. You're getting mad at me. You're getting mad at other content creators. You're getting mad at the community because it seems to just not arrive when you want it to. It's in this moment when you're called to believe in the power of yourself, even when the 3D evidence screams at you otherwise. Those are the 3 trials that you must persist through, but I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a gift. One of my most powerful techniques that I use for reality shifting as a gift for making it through this entire video. That technique is simply inner conversations, but there's a catch though. You're not going to have an inner conversation with a lover or with a business partner or somebody else. You are going to have a sit down with the very version of yourself that already has what you want. For those of you that only like to robotically affirm, I invite you to stop with that just for a few days and try this method instead. For those of you who can't quite let go of those third-person visualizations, this is right up your alley. This is a gift from me to you as well. So bring you and your desired self into your mind's eye. I want you to picture yourself in the first person perspective as you see your desired self enter into the room. For you who are manifesting wealth, have him appear in a sharp 3-piece tailored suit, or her in the latest designer heels and dress. They should be walking and talking as you see yourself if you had what you wanted most. Continue this meditation and have a conversation with them. Imagine their mannerisms and responses to your questions. Ask them everything you want to know. How does it feel to have what I want? What did it take for you to get there? What do I have to do to learn from these trials I am persisting through? Laugh, talk, cry. Do whatever it is that makes you feel that this is real. At the end of this conversation, thank them. Give gratitude. Announce that you are ready to be them. Shake hands, hug it out, and then imagine that you are gradually merging into each other until you are wearing what they wore and feel how they said they felt. Give gratitude and end your meditation. Congratulations, you have successfully quantum jumped. Now watch as your reality begins to unfold to catch up to your imagination. But above all, when you see the opposite of what you desire in your 3D reality, remember to persist. That is our discussion for today. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, hit that like button, and share it with your fans who will benefit from it. Links to my one-on-one coaching offerings, social media, and our Discord server are in the description down below. I am Shaun, and you are neither here nor there. Thank you for your time.